Obviously, first half maybe not the way we wanted to go, but showed a lot of fight, a lot of determination in the second half. Just kind of recap Syracuse for us.
It was obviously didn't start the way we wanted it to. Started off slow on offense and defense. I thought we were playing timid a little bit. It looked like a game one of a new offense. We allowed them to get rolling on offense, which is something we talked about all week. That if they got going, that you're in trouble. And we went in. The best part about it, halftime, there wasn't a lot of panic. It was just we need to get into a rhythm, and we did in the second half. We fought back. I like the way we finished. I didn't like the way we started, and that's something that we need to work on. Their defense is special. We watched them all summer, and it reminded me of some of the great defenses I've seen. Playing against Clemson when they won the national championship, and Florida State the year they won the national championship. They had defenses we played them both years when I was at Syracuse, and they're different as far as the way their speed, the way they run to the ball. Yes, they're great athletes. A lot of teams have great athletes, but the way they play, Don Brown is probably the guy I respect most in coaching as far as the defensive coordinator goes. And their schemes are solid. Their eye discipline is off the charts good. And, you're just looking for any error in the defense, and they don't allow you a lot, They ran into a running quarterback that hurt them a little bit. They hit a couple of big plays, but, at Notre Dame, that guy's really athletic. We ran into one last week, and they changed the game. And but defensively, they're as good as it gets in the country. Offensively, they were going against a great defense. The defensive coordinator at Notre Dame's a good friend of mine, and talked to him a little bit. And they never got into rhythm on offense last week. They got a talented quarterback, but it didn't look comfortable. Kind of looked like us in the first half. Just disjointed and never got a rhythm going. So. But they're big up front. I love Karan Higdon's a great running back. I recruited him. I offered him first, and then Michigan offered him. I lost him at Syracuse, but he's a great kid, 4.0 kid, and out of high school, and he runs hard, and there's talent everywhere, So it's going to be a challenge for us.
How much does it help having a friend who just coached against Michigan, so you can maybe pick his brain about it?
Yeah, he was super complimentary about how good they were. I think Notre Dame's a really good football team, maybe underrated a little bit, and he kind of talked about he really studied a lot Clark Lee, the D coordinator at Notre Dame, because he didn't know what he was going to get. They're going to be under center, they're going to be in 21 personnel, 22 personnel. They're going to run spread, because Shea Patterson's more comfortable in the spread, and they started in spread and then kind of went traditional after that. So there's a lot to prepare for them. And still to this day, we don't really know if they got down, and that changes everything. Same way with us. We got down, and we put Helium in the ball the second half and said, we're going after this thing. So who knows when they're in a close game, or if they have, if they have a 7-point lead, if it's going to play out differently, So, and Drake can tell us a little bit about this, this technique, that technique, but you still got to go out there and make plays. It's not like the great defenses, they don't hide what they're doing. What they're doing. You just have to beat it, And they do some things that disguise fairly well, but for the most part, they're going to come up, they're going to get in your face, they're going to challenge you off the line of scrimmage, and you got to make some plays.
With another quarterback and the outlet from a difference maker, Dungy was in the whole scheme of things.
Yeah, I tried to tell everyone how good he was. I don't know if everyone believed me, but it's his skill set of running the ball. Their running backs, Syracuse running backs average, I think, 3 yards a carry. The running backs weren't killing us. I think he was 7 of 19 or 9 of. His passing numbers weren't off the charts. Now they made a couple big plays in the passing game, but it's his feet. His feet are the thing. All of a sudden when you add another runner, you always have a quarterback player, but if you don't wrap him up, there's nothing behind him. So the quarterback running part is what makes Dungy special. And without him in the game, they lost the quarterback run part of it. And we were able to slow him up and go. He went out of the game. Tranquil hit him pretty good. And he messed up his shoulder a little bit. I think they were hoping that he could just sit out the rest of the game and not have to go back in because he was banged up. Once we cut it to 6, they put him back in, and then he got his feet going again. And he's a special player, and you have to stop him from running the ball. You have to have we had a quarterback player. It's just we got to make that tackle. He's a great runner as well. So they make you a one-layer defense, and the tackling has to be superb, because if you miss one, he's going to pop them, and he popped too many. But once they lost that, you could see that we were able to match up once he was out of the game. I think they're similar in the fact that they can extend plays in the pocket. I don't think Patterson's going to rush for 200 yards. I don't think they design core. I mean, because most of his runs were on Q power, which I don't think Michigan runs. They might surprise us with a little bit of Q power, but they don't compare when it comes to running the ball. When it comes to throwing the ball and extending plays, I mean, he's really good, Shea, at being in the pocket and extending time. Now, the D-line from Notre Dame wasn't giving him much time, but he has the ability that to move and extend plays, just like Eric, So that part that'll help us, And I think we did a pretty good job, other than giving up the big ones. We were on our goal in this game. We watched Florida State, and we watched Miami, and we watched Clemson not be able to line up and give them easy, uncovered touchdowns. Our goal was to make them make the throw, make the catch, be in a sit pocket, and we did that. We didn't turn any guy loose running down the middle of the field like some of the great teams in the country had done. That was our biggest goal going in. Now they made some throws, and Custis made some catches, and so we got down quickly, and they were able to fight back. But definitely, it helps us a little bit, but not. It'll be there's less to worry about when you don't have the Q run threat as far as using him like that, because Michigan's never used their quarterback as a running threat like Syracuse. The D line's pretty good at Notre Dame. I think they're big. I think they're physical. We're gonna have to try to find ways to keep Shea in the pocket. We can't let him get out. We can't let him extend plays. It's a little bit like playing Sam Darnold last year. It's like, do not let him out of the pocket, because he was really good at extending plays and making things happen. So we got to keep him in there and make him beat us from in the pocket. And then we got to make sure that they're big up front now, and we got to make sure we don't get pushed off the ball. They got into some heavy personnel. Syracuse did against us, and we did good against it. It was when the quarterback pulled it and it became a quarterback edge run that we struggled. But when they were just trying to hammer it down our throats, I thought we did a pretty good job. We got to do a better job, because this team has the ability to get in 22 and just say we're going to make this an A-gap game, and we got to be ready for a physical, kind of like Michigan State. We got to be ready for them to come downhill, and the added dimension of Shea Patterson and his throwing skills adds a new dimension to their offense, and hopefully we don't let them get going. I've played a lot of places and coached a lot of places, but I've never been here, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's one of the hallowed grounds of college football, so that'll be a unique thing. I don't think our kids are going to be overwhelmed by the crowd. I think it's more. For us, it's more about just getting relaxed and playing in rhythm. I mean, there was a moment there where we decided to start playing, and in third quarter we had a rhythm going, and then we had a turnover, and we came back and scored again. We got back into rhythm, which is what I was proud of. Is that when it went south and early in the fourth quarter, we bounced back and had a stop. We had a penalty that gave them a first down, but we had them stopped, and we started getting to our fight. Back and forth, and we didn't get to that in the first, half, and we need to do a better job of that as coaches, as players, as everybody, and the good thing is we got it going, and that's we can be pretty explosive when we're going, and we need to get our offense and defense in that rhythm earlier, and I don't think the Big House is going to slow that up. The team on the other side will, so we got to get into rhythm and make sure we're putting pressure on them.
Any thought about the redshirt rule, getting guys experience in a situation like that against a team like that?
Not really. I mean, it's an away game, so it's not like you don't have everybody. You do think about the redshirt rule. We've discussed it a lot as a staff as far as which guys and what games we would put them in at. We have guys in kind of different categories of we think they're going to redshirt, so we get to pick 4, or the guys that we think that we do not want to put in until the last 4 games, So the worst thing that can happen is you play a guy like a Caleb Ellaby, and then John gets hurt in game 6, and now he can only play, now you're kind of stuck, So there's different kind of layers of players, and some guys we have no problem putting in because we know they're redshirting, and so this would be a great game to put them in if we have room on the bus once we get our travel squad there. So that's kind of how we've done that. But this for the Michigan kids, this is a special time to go play in that place. Growing up in this state, having a chance to play in that stadium. I know our guys are excited about it. You know, not really. I mean, I talked to him today on the practice field. I said, just, man, you excited? You know, and he had a big smile on his face. He's like, I'm excited. He's going to feel comfortable there. He's played there many times. And, you know, I tried to make a concerted effort to get him going. You know, we had Keyshawn Watson was kind of a game day decision for us last week. He'll be back this week, but we did not pull the trigger and have him play, which meant Tyron Arnett was our backup slot and backup. He was backup to Jaden Reed and Drake. So they both played too much, in my opinion. So he was a little bit tired at the end. We targeted him like 8 times, only got him 1 catch. We thought we had a couple fades in the end zone. We had posts down the field. We barely missed him. I wanted to get him going. We got D going. We got Jaden Reed going, and we never really got him going. Now, once Keyshawn's back, we're going to be too deep across the board. Tyron's a really good backup, and they won't have to play as much, which I think will keep him a little fresher, you know. But yeah, it'd be a great thing for him to get him going against, you know, his former team. But for him, I just really think he's focused on getting in a rhythm. Him and John getting on the same page of where the ball is going to be thrown, what type of ball we're going to put there, and then just build throughout the year. But you know, I know he's excited to have a chance to go back and play.
Realistically, what do you think gives you a chance to win, and what's your message to the guys this week to take the opportunity as a chance to win, not just go compete and play a good game?
Yeah, I mean, all we can do is go out there and play our best, you know, and our best is loose and attacking. I mean, that's when we're good. You know, if we worry about any of the other stuff, we will play like we did in the first half. You know what I mean? As soon as you think about that kind of stuff, you're done attacking. You know, you got to play like you don't care, you know, and you know, like you're trying to make every single play. And the formula for beating them, it's difficult. I mean, you're going to have to slow up their offense, and you're going to have to make some plays on their defense, and that's hard to do. You know, we do have some speed. You know, we have a chance to run by people, and they're going to give us an opportunity to. You just got to get off the line on those corners, which no one's done. I've watched Penn State, Ohio State, and like no one can get off the line of scrimmage. So, you know, we're going to try to be smart, put our guys in good situations. We're going to make some big plays on offense. And we're gonna have to slow down. I think if they run the ball like they've been doing, it's not going to be a long game, you know. But you know, we're going in there to take our best shot every week, no matter who we play, and that's really the mentality we need to get them into. Is no matter when they let us play, we're going to show up and you're going to get our best. We're going to put our best foot forward. We're not going to wait the second half. From the moment we get out there, we're going to pin our ears back because we have a lot of talent. You know, we have a lot of game breakers out there, you know, and some of that showed. You know, I never have been a part of 500-yard half. I didn't know that was possible, which means a 1,000-yard game is possible. I didn't know that was possible. Now it is. So we're going to try for that one of these times. So it was exciting, and we knew we had playmakers. We just got to get them going, and we still haven't got all our guys going yet. We didn't get Gio going. Gio struggled a little bit. Didn't get Drake going. We got most of our other guys going, so we do have enough ability to put points up, you know, and that we feel like we can score on anybody. We feel like we can stop anybody. So you know, that's our job.
Coach, two-part question.
We'll start with Davon. Davon's doing great. You know, he was out there today. He was non-contact today, but you know, I told the story after the game. I was nervous. Obviously, anytime you have a player on the ground, you get nervous, and so I went out there. He was face down on the turf. I put my hand on his back. And there was medical people everywhere, and I said, "Hey Tuck," I said, "How you doing, man? It's Coach." And all I heard was, "What's up, Coach?" You know, he's like, "They won't let me get up," and I could feel the smile. So I immediately ran to the sideline and let all our players know that Tuck's fine, and. You know, and they flipped him over. He wanted to walk off. They wouldn't let him just because, you know, our training staff did an unbelievable job. You know, whatever happened when he got hit, you know, he said he couldn't feel something, which they were just being precautionary. He's fine. He didn't have a concussion. You know, maybe whiplash, if anything, because he didn't even get hit in the head, but he got hit pretty good, like a minor car accident. And so he was out at the practice field today. And then on Chase, Chase looked pretty talented. He's a talented young kid. He's fast. He's physical. You know, with Bellamy and Bogan, Tuck, Tuck's kind of our bigger back, and then Chase, who's kind of a combination. Chase, he's fast. Not as fast as Bells, but he's fast, and he's pretty big like Tuck. So we're gonna run the ball, and we're gonna use those guys out of the backfield, and we're gonna get an empty, which we didn't do, but it's coming. And those guys get out in the slot a little bit, and so we're gonna use them all. And each one of them had a chance to make some plays, and I feel like all three of them looked pretty good. With Tuck was obviously out, but the three that played, I thought, did a really good job.
Any progress that you've seen in him as offensive lineman, or
Well, yeah, he's not officially here yet. That's still working. We should know something, I think, today, actually. I'll know a lot more next week, because they're still working through. It's all in the NCAA's hands, and we're hoping to get him here soon. Been talking to him, wants to be here, but we're just right now just working on that. If we could get the thumbs up, but I think today's kind of the day we're gonna hear something, So yeah, I'll tell you more when we get him here.
Being back healthy again, and kind of the overall thoughts on Syracuse.
I'll start out with thoughts on Syracuse. I think Syracuse was a great opponent. I think they were a great team. I think they had a great quarterback, great athlete in Dungy. On me, I just thank God every day that I was blessed with the opportunity to still be alive to play this game. I think just me being out there for like the first time in a while it was more for like excitement, a little bit of jitters because I hadn't been hitting in a while, I hadn't been touching in a while, I haven't had a long run in a while, so I didn't know what to expect. So when I did have a big run, it was more of just stay calm and relax, and just know that just act like I've been there before. Not really, every week I just line up and play. I don't care who we play. We could play a team in the NFL. I just line up and I play the game. I love this game so much. So I feel like any team we play, they have to put the pads on just like we do. So at the end of the day, we all human. It's my guys against your guys. At the end of the fight, we're going to see who's still standing. So at first, I got my first offer my sophomore year, like real early into my sophomore season from the University of Cincinnati, the Bearcats. And that was my first offer. So I was a 4-star at the time. So I was technically like big time because you got your first offer as a sophomore. And then they started to roll in, MAC offers, MAC. And like a lot of people expected the big offers to come in, but they never came because of my size. So I started to look at schools in the MAC like Ball State. And then Fleck had called my mom, and he wanted us to come out here and meet with him. So we came. I ended up really loving the place. I enjoyed it. And I just signed. I took a leap of faith. I felt like this was the right place for me, even though a lot of other schools like Michigan State, they wanted me to come there and be a DB, I thought coming to Western and being a running back was the right decision, so I came. I think for our team it'll be very, very exciting. A lot of guys are very amped up to go to the big house. I've never been personally, so I don't know. But when it comes to the crowd, you just got to tune out the crowd. The crowd should never have an impact on the game, No matter who's there, you still have to show up and play, So whether it's one person in the stands or it's 100,000 or it's 500,000, you still got to put the pads on to play this game, so.
As a new running backs coach, Terry Malone, coach you guys, you just kind of talk about that dynamic this fall.
It was very sad when Jarv left. We all love Jarvion Franklin. It was sad to see him leave. He's a great running back. He was a great friend, great person. But after he left and Chase stepped in, at first it was kind of weird because Chase is from Canada, so he has this strong Canadian accent. So a lot of us, we like to make fun of him in the meeting room sometimes, But he's a great guy. He's a great athlete. He's a great friend. He loves the game as much as we do. He listens. So I think that Jarv leaving and him stepping in is just, it kind of was like we just kept going where we was.